me go ahead and ask you the very
Yeah,
first
yeah, yeah.
question.
Please, please, please.
Tell
That's
me
interesting.
how your vitiligo started, when it
Okay.
was started, and what was your reaction, your family's reaction emotionally?
Okay. So I was in class fourth something. It is in 2004 or five, and I remember having some sort of skin disease, or I used to some I was carrying some acid bottle or something, and it
Mm-hmm.
fall down, or some acid droplet come into my eyes. I remember that thing. I remember, and then family rushed and taken me to some nearby clinic, and they have given me medicine and eye drop and all. And after that, I started feeling that when I came back, it was my nanny's home, and when I came back in my home, then I started feeling there's some spots on my eyelids, and it
Mm-hmm.
started coming on my eyelid first, and then my knees. So my family was very worried, and everyone was worried that what is happening. And then because I didn't had that sense, na, because children doesn't have discrimination. We
Yeah,
only teach
yeah,
children to discriminate. I just write it
absolutely.
down recently that we tell them that not to touch them, not to eat it,
Yeah.
not to go with this guy. Childrens are like they are the best creature in the world. They will go, they learn by themselves only. And what we teach us now, we impose our own prospect
Thought,
about life. We
yeah.
should not teach them, they should learn it by their own way. So as a child, I never felt discriminated in my
Mm-hmm.
college, in my sorry, I was in a school.
Hmm.
No one is discriminated. Had discrimination. Even my school friend is eating in the same tiffin. I am also eating. There is a Muslim guy. There is a, I mean, different kind of religion, different kind of move. And we are
Yeah.
having food together. We are running around. When we reach home, we feel discriminated.
Mm.
and when they suppose they interact or they come to know me, or then the narratives come from family or someone that like what I told about others. I only myself have seen somebody was saying, do not go to them and do not sit near to them, and you are telling me to discriminate that, or else you should educate your children that what is contagious or what can be
Yeah.
transmissible disease. You should
Very,
tell them that,
very
yeah,
great
you should tell
point.
them transmissible, not transmissible. If it is a transmissible, you should say them that not to,
Hmm.
if somebody has dengue or somebody, sorry, like malaria is a transmissible disease. But
Mm-hmm.
if you are drinking the same pot, you might get malaria as well, because malaria can transmit. I have heard somewhere that malaria can transmit, but if you are sharing fruits or something. So
Mm-hmm.
there are some disease we can transmit. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please check this. I have
Yeah,
heard
yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
that
Yeah.
malaria can be transmitted. So the vitiligo cannot transmit. It's
Yeah, yeah.
all like so. As a kid, I'm coming back to the same thing. So at that time, I didn't feel any discrimination, but my grandparent and my grandmother was very worried because that generation was always in discrimination. And now I
Mm-hmm.
understand this clearly because at that time survival was staying, marriages was very rare, and your family reputation and everything. So
Matters.
they were worried. Then I started medicine like allopathic medicine. They take me to some nearest hospital. So they said, "Ki, this is not leprosy, this is something else," because at that time, very long back, India has some leprosy
Yeah.
issues, and so they relate this thing to leprosy. But anyway, I
Mm-hmm.
was a child, and then uh, then I simply grown up and taking medicine on daily basis and going school, coming back. This is it. And after that, I remember it still spreads. So I completed my college. So what I feel when I was in college, then I get sense of life understanding when I becoming adult, because teenage life was very very good for me. Like I
Hmm.
never feel that much discrimination, and the family was also very supportive. Like my parents, my cousin brothers, and all, they never discriminated me, and they always supported me, motivated me in any sense. When I grown up, I went to college, and college I met very amazing people, and over there, it I think it was me only which was creating a distance from people, and And some sort of people also discriminate. Not like it was always my fault. Some people also discriminate. So that turns me in a, I become very shy to talk to any girl or any female colleague or anyone. I was very shy. I doesn't have experience to talk to girls. Believe me, when I was in high school or in my 12th standard, when I doesn't have this condition, I used to talk very frankly because I remember at that time I talked to any girl, same like a boy. Okay, I
Hmm.
doesn't discriminate. But then when I been to college and all sort of thoughts, all sorts of data, all sorts of things come my mind, and then I doesn't know how to, I
Talk
mean,
to
I
opposite
doesn't know
gender.
many things. Yeah. I doesn't know how to open up, how to talk
Hmm.
in a certain way. And my friends and all, they were being engaged in such activity because that was his, they've been, there's somebody is dating someone or somebody is having affair or something. So at that time, I felt that this is not meant for me. But
Yeah.
that is true also because there was some sort of discrimination that
Hmm.
that's still there. Still it is. And
Hmm.
because see, there are preferences, preference one, preference two, and everyone is. Um, then I learned the things logic. Everybody
Hmm.
has to be logical, and if you be logical, I learned this recently. If a person with a condition become very logical, very practical, na, people doesn't accept it. Society doesn't
Yeah.
accept it because they doesn't want you to tell them that what is correct, what is truth, or what is not truth. I'm following this path, and why should I compromise? Correct? If I'm
Hmm.
having any issues or something, this society actually wants you to compromise. So it's a human instinct that they feel that you are weaker in some sort of thing. Although you are not weaker, you are even as good as same as everyone else has. You are same. And my fitness level is damn high. I climb
Hmm.
all the mountain by doing nothing. I simply had a glass of water or some food and I simply climbed it because I'm physically fit.
Right.
People doesn't like it actually. I'm saying in a broader sense, like they actually discriminate. They doesn't want you to go ahead with them. They want you to go be downside from the rest of the thing. Even I'm saying
That's
in all
really a
contexts.
harsh truth of society
Yeah, it's
that you're
very
telling.
harsh truth. Shruti, this is a very harsh truth because I wanted to be brittle truth because somebody has to speak this. Now, somebody has to tell this. You can't be always pretending that everything is okay, all is fine. No,
Mm-hmm.
all is not fine. There is
Mm-hmm.
something fundamentally wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And it is applicable in all sort of thing. I cannot say it so bluntly, but it is applicable in all sort of thing. People
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want you to come up
Right.
because they wanted you to be in a mediocre thing. They
Mm.
appreciate it. They will show love. They will support you. They will do everything, but they will not make you come up
Mm.
because it's a human instinct. And again, you go back to that era, like where cavemen existed. Okay,
Mm.
everyone wanted to be like a man. He fought the two three lions. Okay, you are okay, but they are on the same age because their human instinct is the same. We doesn't
Mm.
wanted to now fight lion. We can buy a gun and shoot that goddamn
Yeah.
lion. Okay, so we evaluated from there, but their thought, their brain are still in that human instinct. We
Mm.
have to we can only do one thing. How can we change this? By educating them, by giving them the right balance of
You're
knowledge, by
right.
education, by spirituality, by art. Teach them art. I
Mm.
I I now come to know that what art is. If I was aware, my parents know that what art is, I must have chosen art. Art is a so beautiful thing. Like there is so much thing to learn in art. You can create your own art. I'm trying to become. I just wanted to create something unique, create something different. I had so much idea, Shruti. You will not believe me. Let me take a 5 second pause or else I can be emotional. So I have so much ideas, so many things I can do. I wanted to build something which is related to community, which is related to brand, which tells a story. There's so much idea, but I don't find people who actually relates with thing. I find people who are actually but I'm in that search, and I think I will find someone. I will create this. But again, if you started executing thing na, you cannot do this with normal people who are
Mhm.
ruling this entire society. You have to find your tribe. You have to find your people who can relate you, who can understand you. Then you can create. Because if you create with normal guys or some mainstream people, whatever they will show you, but they will discriminate somehow, because this is not
I
their
have
fault.
one thing to add here because I can
Yeah,
completely relate because I am into the domain that you're talking about, brand storytelling and everything, and creating a
yeah,
community. And I highly
yeah.
believe in that. One thing that has come to me, like it's been 8 years since I am into the domain, is you start doing the work, you start executing, and you'll attract the tribe that you really need for a long run. You do not
Yes.
choose people, people choose you as per what you
People
do.
choose you. True, true.
Exactly.
Because, but how to choose that? Shruti, what I learned recently, you have to share your ideas and let people react them. If they are actually interested, now they will come behind you. If they are not interested, they will simply देखेंगे होता है or some kind of thing. So I'm still searching people who's actually wanted to create something, but I will find my own
Yeah,
ways.
I would
Because
even suggest like start doing it, start executing. Do not wait
I
for
will
people.
start doing it, because I know when no, I will start doing it, then people will come, then people
Yeah,
will join,
I'm
and they will
sure.
regret it later, because it's gonna be a very
That's
beautiful
their
thing.
regret, not your
Yeah,
thing.
and
You do
and
it.
Shruti, any brand, any bigger thing in society or in this planet, things which are genuine, which are true, which is actually from the core, and it communicated properly, it will grow. Believe me,
Yeah,
people only, there is 99% untruth, unfaithful, injustice in society, but still people look for that 1%.
that's truth.
Everyone try to loot you, but everyone wanted to be honest, but they are
Hmm.
not. Correct.
Correct, correct.
I don't know, I'm talking all this thing makes sense, any sense or not, but because I didn't find anyone who can relate this in in my terms.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
true, no? Because sometime when you have the condition which is so visible, you are tend to hide away your real emotions and you tend to
yes,
pretend.
fake
Society
it.
makes you
You tend
pretend,
to fake it, yeah,
yeah, just to
fake
like
it.
okay with everything. Although you have your own brain, you have your own mind, and you want to speak up, but you do not. You feel lesser
Yes,
confident to speak,
yes, yes,
right?
yes.
And I
Even
completely get you on that.
yes, and one more thing. If you start behaving yourself, people will not like you.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, then again the human instinct will come, that how
Mm-hmm.
can this guy can be more smarter than me, how can he know more about spiritual or more about life than me, how can he
Mm-hmm.
observe so many things, so they will somehow dictate you. This is the truth. Then you have to fake it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I stop talking to people on such detailed thing, because I know they will not get it, they will not understand it. I have to
Mm-hmm.
be like them.
Yeah.
One person, you take me remind of that guy. There is a guy, his name is Kichu. He's a Malayali. So
Okay.
when it was a farewell, he said that, Abhilash, tell me honestly, because I spent 5 years in that job. Tell me, Abhilash, all these things you are doing, he said the same word. You was doing some kind of acting or something, because I know real you is totally different, and the kind of you present in the society is totally different, and that's true. I accepted that as well,
Yeah.
because if I being me, I and you might not be here, because
Mm-hmm.
your ego will clash with me, and I have to down my ego. Okay, I have to
Mm-hmm.
make my ego down. Then I can only exist in the society, or else I will not. I have to be in like the same area. I cannot do financially well. I cannot sustain my health. I cannot support my family, because if I wanted to do all this, somewhere I have to compromise. And this is a bitter truth. You have to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Anything you would like to say to people who are growing up with such condition? I know you had gotten
I
vitiligo very early.
yeah,
So
yeah.
anything you would want to suggest to parents as well as to children who are growing up with a condition like vitiligo?
See, first of all, children doesn't know, as I told you that children doesn't know discrimination. They will understand things. I think parents should support, and
Mm-hmm.
parents should throw their kids to the society. This is the only
Mm.
way,
Mm-hmm.
because somebody doesn't know swimming now, so their parents should throw them to swimming. Because I resent, because see, you cannot change this society. Okay, it
Mm.
takes hundreds of years to for minute thing to understand. Like,
Mm.
you take 100 year back, Vitiligo was a very big thing at that time. Like, you
Yeah.
take, like, I was reading some book. I am very good at remembering things. I remember there is a book like Bharat ke Mahan Vyaktitva or something is in Hindi. It is in
Mm.
class 8.
Mm.
So I read that some Apsara was there who has that vitiligo condition. It was in book, school books,
Mm-hmm.
and it was mentioned. I don't remember what was the book name, but I will find it and will share. So it was mentioned that that Apsara, that lady was having vitiligo. Then Indra Bhagwan has given somras to her,
Mm.
so that her vitiligo has gone. You can understand the kind of discrimination at that time was. Like,
Mm.
vitiligo was big taboo. Now the society being increased takes hundreds of, believe me, after 50 or 50, 60 years now, this new generation will come. They are very frank. They doesn't care about it.
Yeah.
Only the older people are in a middle age, they have issues. So just tell your kids that human are evolving and you are evolving. That's it.
Mm. That's so nice. That's such a nice message that you're an evolved
I
one.
don't know, it come
Amazing.
as it just came spontaneously. Human are evolving and you are evolving. That's it. Because if you see now, uh, I see people are, I see dumb people actually. This quote was mentioned on some teenager, which is a Gen Z. When I was doing skateboarding in Kabban Park, I see that it was mentioned on his t-shirt that I see dumb people. And I found it related that this is true. He doesn't have
Mm.
vitiligo and everything. He's a normal guy. He's just living in a society which is full of injustice, which is full of discrimination. Somebody discriminate on, anybody can discriminate on anything. I have
Mm.
this skin issue. Somebody that doesn't have hair in their like head, or he has hair fall. People discriminate them. You have you
Yeah.
seen Bala movie? Like, I'm saying, I didn't want to ask, but discrimination isn't endless. Today is vitiligo, tomorrow is something else, tomorrow is
Yeah.
something else. Because vitiligo doesn't give you pain. I think vitiligo and baldness give the same pain. I
Hmm.
know people who simply hide their head while they are doing work, or while they are in office or somewhere, and when they go back, they used to remove their head. Why you are shameful about it? It's a God given thing. Now I don't have any control on this.
Hmm.
So that guy that what mentioned that I see dumb people, you are as a parent, you should train your child, because you should train them properly, not train them to teach them to judge
Hmm.
by their own. You tell the fundamental of life, why I and you are here. Okay,
Right.
you communicate the right education to them. Give them the balance, not only the marks, like you get the 100% mark or a plus one or you will be lost. No, you just tell them the what the purpose of life.
That's
Like,
amazing,
especially, yeah. I
As a
mean, I
society, we
might be,
have to evolve
yeah,
in a way.
bring as well, because I listened so many people's and so many thoughts. I and concluded own my own understanding toward this life. So this is through. I think we should educate our children in some studies, some part of spirituality, and some part of arts and
Hmm.
sports and hobby, because this three thing when this combine, if you are a study, if you're very steady, I know someone with this condition who is in scientist. Believe me, that guy
Hmm.
is a scientist,
Hmm.
and he has a shame on vitiligo. He
Hmm.
tried everything. He's envy band and all. He and even he got married as well.
Hmm.
Somebody, I cannot reveal his name and all, but somebody came to me and said, "This is the condition." I said, "Just ask him to. I mean, you are married now. You are a scientist. You are earning well. What is the issue? You
Hmm.
walk through the life very happily. Nobody gives. Nobody cares. Change your mindset, your perception. Everything will be fine." And
Yeah.
it is true, there will be some discrimination, you have to accept it. Everybody has some kind of discrimination, believe me. Or sometimes they create their own discrimination. I have seen beautiful to beautiful girl, they are insecure about their skin, their life, their
Yeah.
nose, their hairs and everything. So why you are, I mean, you are having only one point, na? Rest all you can assure.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
this, so the people are still evolving, and the more if you see closely that village people are towards, they are more rooted. They only know about like physicality. They doesn't, because they doesn't get, I'm not blaming them, they doesn't get the kind of education, the kind of spiritual knowledge, the kind of social knowledge. They are blank about it, so that's why they are more discrimination. Okay,
Hmm,
the
hmm,
more
hmm.
they will get this kind of basic knowledge and all, that discrimination will go away. Believe me, after
Right.
100 years nobody will talk about vitiligo.
Such
Okay,
stuff, right? That's amazing.
that's true. That's true. I think if you find a cure, you find a cure, no issues. Hair fall, there is
Hmm,
a cure, you can do it with more effectively, but there is also a risk, you can get cancer. I don't want it to get cancer, yeah, just to
hmm,
get few hairs on my head. I don't care, because society is still evolving, I tell you. So you
hmm,
just need to find your ways, that's it. If your kids, you don't wanted to face society, learn some art. You wanted to play guitar, what you find, you throw every stone on each direction, somewhere it will click. That's my philosophy of life. I'm just going like throwing stones on every place, somewhere it will hit. It might, by creating some brand, or it might create something, or if I, if it will not hit at all, I will have full experience of life. I've been to Hampi, I've been to Himalayas, I taken good phone, I have experienced a good watch, I'm riding my bike, I might get settled in life. So there is so many things. There is adventure, there is a fun, there is a learning, there is everything I'm doing. What else you need? People
hmm,
cannot understand us. We do have a very depth sense of understanding of life, which
hmm,
many people doesn't know. We have a very depth sense of emotion, which people doesn't know.
hmm,
We
hmm,
have a
hmm.
very sense of intelligence beyond this, your numbers, your grades. We have a sense of intelligence which normal people doesn't have. What I
Yeah.
felt, and I
Yeah,
can connect.
actually, in one of my podcasts, one of my guests told me that vitiligo is a curse and a blessing. A curse, of
Yes,
course, we all know, but a blessing that
uh,
it gives you a very deeper understanding of community, a
yes,
sense of
we,
belonging, and empathy that is way more higher than any other being. So that's really, really amazing. And that has
yes.
opened my eyes in
And
such a way.
And Shruti, believe me, if I didn't had a vitiligo, na, I could have been in a small town of a small village of Barabanki, and doing a mediocre thing and eating my bread and butter, getting married and having kids and daily drama over there. I don't have this life if I
Hmm,
didn't have vitiligo. I just push myself daily. Every stage of life, I push myself to get the better thing, to get the better understanding, to set the narrative, set the example. If we are not facing this world, then who will? People like
right.
us, if they're afraid of going out, then who will do? They will
Hmm.
always feel discriminated. You should go everywhere. You are physically fit now, that's it. If you have very much issue, you use some camouflage or something, but I
Mm,
don't recommend any camouflage, because the more you accept yourself, the great it will be. It was a very painful for me to join a very big corporate, because there were hundreds of people. I cannot
hmm,
remember anyone, because there are thousands of people, and every
right.
time they change. So that creates, that is also a learning that makes me very uncomfortable, because I was in a smaller group of people. There was with 30 40 people I interact. So the smaller the group is, the particular people will feel more comfortable. When you join in a public forum or something, or you will feel, it takes much time to
Yeah.
adjust in that.
And
Correct me if
so
I'm
much
wrong.
guts. No, no, I
No,
completely get you.
it's
And people
guts.
are eyeballing
Too
you
much.
and it just haunts you. Just they're not
Yeah.
looking at me, they're looking at my patches, they're
And
judging
sometimes
me.
it doesn't look in your eyes. I mean,
Yeah.
what is it? Yeah? I mean, you all gonna die. Yeah, I also gonna die. What's the point? I mean, we have this time, we should interact, or else you will go somewhere else, and then you will miss that we should have interacted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Abhilash. That was a really nice and amazing message actually.
Arey,
लोगों को
thank you so much.
लोगों तक मैं चाहती हूँ बस ये पहुंच जाए अच्छे से.
Ah,
Thank you
that
so
is
much for
good.
your
I mean, I
time.
just wanted to. Arey, thank you so much. and
नहीं नहीं,
and
आपका
it's a
थैंक यू, आपने मुझे वक्त दिया, आप यहाँ आए, आपने शेयर किया, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दैट।